Good morning, Wendy Antonucci here, and I am with Paper House, and I am setting up my 2018-2019 planner right now. I have the Make This Moment Count planner from Paper House. I've not used this style before, but I love the spiral bound that it's all together. I really am excited to work with this and set this up. I am a planner. If you check out my YouTube channel, you'll see that I plan in B6, I plan in Pocket, I plan in A6, I do rings and strings, traveler's notebooks, I do a happy planner. So I've tried out a lot of the planner world. But what I'm going to do in my Paper House planner is I'm going to set this up for our family, mainly for school things, but anything family related is going to go in here. When I first opened this up, after stamping all the dates in and getting the months set up, what I chose to do is I grabbed my juice pens. I like the 0.5 gel ink ballpoint pens, and I grabbed a bunch of different colors, and I went in and wrote in each of our activities that were going on this month. I only set up August because this is a new one for me, and I really want to see how this works. So I went through, I put our family things down in black. I used a darker blue for my middle kids because they're actually doing the same activities. I chose pink for myself, purple for my daughter, green for my son, and I just filled out all the activities. Once I did that, then I grabbed some of the Paper House products and began to decorate my pages, as you have seen here. When you are starting a planner, what I want to focus on really today is how do you get set up for success? When I first opened my planner, I needed a plan. If you just start sticking pretty things down on your pages, while it will be pretty, it might not serve your purposes, and chances are it will start gathering dust in your collection because it will just sit there. When I opened up my planner, I knew that I had planners for other things. I have one kind of as my diary. I have one as my everyday carry. I had a lot of things going on, but what I had not set up yet was a school planner or a family planner. Because of the setup of this planner with the 3 main sections, and then everything, you really have large blocks that you can fill out. This made a great planner for me to record what needed to go on each day, our activities. It was just a very friendly planner for getting those details down. But some of the other things you could have chosen to do in your planner, you might choose to set it up as a memory keeping device. It's all spiral bound, so it's not going anywhere. You won't lose anything. There's plenty of room to add in stickers. You're going to see later that I used my printer. They print out little small, not even wallet-sized pictures, but I added in some pictures. You could journal in here and write down what's going on in your life. You might choose to use it as a morning, afternoon, and evening planner because of the 3 divisions in the planner. You might like to have your life more figured out based on timing. So you might fill it out in that sense. You might choose to use it for school, as I've done for the kids and for the topics. We homeschool, so there's a lot of stuff that I need to be writing down and what we're accomplishing each week. You might choose to use it as a family planner, which is also kind of what I've done here. And each person gets a different block. There's a lot of different ways you could set that up. You could choose to use it as a health/food diary because, again, you could do morning, afternoon, and evening. You can write down what you're eating, what you've done for your activity. There are so many different options of how to set this planner up. And each person is going to have their own method. What I have found in the planner world is you can try and copy everybody else and it might look beautiful, but it's not for you. And like I said earlier, it's just going to gather dust then. So what I would really encourage you to do is think about how you can use this planner. And once you try it out, what I'm doing here is I'm getting the basics down. I've again written in at the top, I'm using the top section for our appointments and things that are due that day. And then what I did next is then I added in some pretty things. Things that, like, I knew Thursday was my son's birthday. I knew we had a lot of plans elsewhere, so I made a list. So I put in a list sticker. Wednesday, I had a lot to do, so I put in notes and a little checklist so I could go ahead and write what had to be done that day. So at Fridays, I'm going to try to make our cleaning day. Whether or not that sticks, I don't know. So I'm writing down the list of things that I want done this Friday. So once I put down the appointments, the things that had to be done at the top, I use the middle for things, my checklist. Whether there's a checklist every day or just a few days, I'm not really sure yet. And then I'm actually going to leave most of this blank. The reason is I don't know how this is going to work yet for me. If I fill out every little block and then stuff comes up, I'm not going to know what to do. I won't have room. So you can see I'm going to start my second week of August now. I began with my details on the first row. Then I began to add in little elements, first to make it look pretty, but also to get down what I needed to do. This week, the week of August 6th through 12th, we are starting, my son is actually going out to school. We have a homeschooling group that we've joined, and we have a lot of things going on for that. So I use the large Let's Do This sticker because there are a lot of paperwork I have to get filled out. There's just a lot of information I actually need this week. So that's why I chose to put that there. From there, I began to decorate. And what I know that I need in this set of weeks is I'm going to need some the checklist, because there's a lot to get done. This is more a normal week for us, well, or what the school year's turning out to be. Once I have finished a page, completed it so that it is pleasing to the eye, but there's plenty of room for my other things, then I will just fill it out that week. But what I like to do at the end of the week is, if there's still some blank spaces, I actually like to grab my little pocket printer, print out a few pictures that were the big highlight of that week, and just add them in. The printer that I mentioned before is a print printer, PRYNT. It prints out little sticker-sized photos. They are not great quality. Don't get me wrong, they're definitely not great, but I love to use these in small little quick documentations. I use this also in my December daily, and I will definitely use it again. The pictures aren't great, but it's fun to just look back and say, oh yeah, I remember that's what happened that week. So for now, this is how I'm setting up my planner. I've left a lot of blank space. I am sure I will be back next month with some updates on how this worked and how I'm going to further tweak it for me. When you are a planner, you're going to tweak all the time. It's not just because there's prettier product that you've come across, although that happens, but it's really about making a product work for you. The Paper House planners will work for you. I can guarantee you they are set up very nicely. There are a lot of stickers, a lot of tools out there with all their life organized stickers. It's really a good product. From there, though, how do you need it? Because even though it's a good product, unless you have a good plan, it's not going to work. So get your plan and then go back and decorate and fluff it up after you have that plan. Be willing to change your plan frequently. And know that there is success out there in the planner world for you. And just keep working at it till you find it. There are so many options, and I would love for you to share how you're using your planner. because you might have a great idea that I have not even thought of yet, and I would love to borrow it. So thanks so much for joining me. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I will get back to you. And I will be back soon with how did this work out for me. See you next time. Bye.